Yes, hello and welcome. This is our first digital TeachMeet, first of three nights this week. So I'm David Monaghan, I'm the editor for Learning here at BBC Northern Ireland, and we're really thrilled to be hosting this for all of you out there. Tonight's session is on educational technology and its impact on learning over the past 18 months. Let's get on to our first speaker. Our first speaker tonight is Conor Bradley. Conor is a teacher from Northern Ireland who now teaches in Doha in Qatar. His YouTube channel contains a whole range of videos created by him to deliver key learning outcomes. Conor is going to talk to us why he started making these videos, challenges faced, and what he's basically learned through that process. He'll also share some simple tips and tricks for any of you out there who are thinking about creating video clips for your pupils. And Conor, as Conor is in Doha, there is a time. There's obviously a different time zone. He's much later in the night, so we'll have to say goodbye to him straight after the talk. So if you do have any questions for Conor, can you pop them in the Q&A as he's speaking, and we'll ask him at the end before we have to say goodbye. But for now, Conor, are you there?
Yes, I am indeed. Thanks very much, David.
So I'll just hand over to you then.
Yeah, thanks very much. I'll just share my screen here. Right, so thanks very much for having me today. I'm very excited to speak to you all today. For those of you who don't know, I am Conor. As David said, I'm a teacher in Qatar, although I am from the north of Ireland. And just going to be talking to you a little bit about a educational YouTube channel that I had created for my students in the midst of the online learning and the pandemic. So I'm first of all just going to share a quick little teaser video that I've prepared here, just to give you an idea of sort of what I do.
This is really hard work. I really
Okay, so that was this little trailer that I had made for the channel. I'll just put this back up. I created a YouTube channel just for my students in the midst of the pandemic. I work for a group, a Newton group, that are in Qatar. They are a group of a few different schools. They're great schools. Ours is Al Dafna, and it's led by our wonderful principal, Patrick Salvage. Now, as we all are aware, we had the pandemic not too long ago. We're still in the midst of different stages of it. But when the whole pandemic actually happened, there was a big challenge with our school because it is a private school, and a little bit unlike the public schools, like back home, it operates quite like a company. So the schools closed for the students. We thought that the teachers could still come to school and we could work from Zooms and things like that, and then finally closed for the teachers as well. So it happened that a lot of the teachers went home to their home country, and we were all working from home. So the real challenge was having to do live lessons and recorded lessons at the same time, because there was a lot of uncertainty with our school, whether it was going to stay open or completely closed. There was a lot of schools that had closed at the time permanently, and we had to just make sure that we were able to effectively teach the curriculum and prove that we could teach the curriculum effectively via online platforms. So it was very difficult. It was a challenge. I remember having to get up in the early hours of the morning because I was still working from the Qatar time zone, and I was working from home. Getting up, doing my online lessons, shirt, tie, pajama bottoms, of course, and just having to keep calm and teach the students as best I could online. I would have had half of the students there. The other half would be in their bed. I had children who had pets on their arm, and it was just complete carnage in the first few days. And the real problem was trying to make sure that the children were doing homeworks effectively, and we had to assess everything as well. So they were uploading, I don't know, like 6 different homeworks a day, and we were having to check them one by one. And then the time frame was the real killer, not knowing how long this was actually going to go on for. So that's when the YouTube videos emerged. I had this idea that I could make my lessons more engaging and exciting, more visual and interactive, especially for the children. We have a lot of EAL children, of course, because we are working in a country where English is not the first language. It was also to aid the parents and the students who were working from home, because it was a humongous task. They were all trying to work together. We had some families who maybe had multiple siblings who all were trying to share different laptops. So it was just to make their life a little bit more easy. But at the same time, it was going to help me out as well. I felt if I could make one of these very engaging, highly visual and interactive lesson per week, I could slowly build up a virtual bank of lessons that I would be able to use for the rest of my teaching career. It was also to share ideas and just to display my own practice. So I'm not going to show you what I normally do, because I do spend quite a lot of time and use a little bit more advanced software. So I'm just going to show you a more simplistic method that you could use as teachers to just make virtual lessons a little bit more fun and engaging. So I'll just get this up for you now. Just bear with me 2 moments. Right. So the app I'm going to show you is something called iMovie. I think it only costs a couple of pounds, and it's very user-friendly and easy to use. So all we do is we click into the app, we click on to make a movie, and then you can upload your video just like that.
Film and edit videos so that you can make virtual lessons that are visual, fun, and exciting by adding things such as images, text, and music.
So the first thing is just to upload our video, just plain and simple, whatever you want to do. Next, I'm going to add some music. So I scroll down to audio. They will have songs that are already on it, but you can also include your own songs that you've downloaded. So I'm going to go down here to a song that I had previously downloaded, click on the plus icon, and then we now have some music just to make it a little bit more exciting.
Today, I'm going to show you how to film and edit videos so that you can make virtual lessons that are visual, fun, and exciting.
So the first step was just adding a little bit of music, but now I like to just sort of trim it down. You normally trim the videos down just to get rid of unwanted things that you're saying, or just to make it a little bit more snappy. If there's just some audio that you want to get rid of, or just to cut it down and make it shorter, we normally use a split tool down in the bottom right here, and then you can tweak it to be the desired length.
By adding things such as images.
So again, this split tool will actually cut the video in half into 2 separate bits, and then you can put images in between them, which I'll show you how to do now. So I'll just scroll back to that little break I had in the video here. We then click on the plus icon, and now this time instead of audio, we're going to go into images. I'm going to scroll down here to one I have at the bottom. I'll put in a light bulb because I'm showing you an idea here. And now it's a little bit too long. This is going to go on for a few seconds. So I'll get rid of this transition. And now I'm just going to shrink the size of the image here. So click on it, drag it back to make it shorter length of time. And now it'll only show up for about 1 second here. Next thing I'm going to do is maybe add a sound effect just to make it a little bit more fun for children. So to do that, we're going to do it the same way that we added in the music. Again, I go to the plus icon, go back into audio, but this time I'm going to select sound effects. Now this software or this app has a whole lot of different sound effects that you can put in based on whatever lessons you're doing. I think that you can download more if you want to. Today I'm going to put in the kids cheering, because they love the lesson so much now. Just cut it down to the correct length. And then I'll just edit that to be on the light bulb. There they are, sharing. They love the new practice. Next, we can add some text, and you just click text at the bottom of the screen, put in whatever you want to say, the message, and the desired font. So I'll put in Learning Made Fun, pop it to the bottom, and then this will appear in your video. This can be useful for things like definitions or key vocabulary that you want to have into your video. So hopefully that's made sense. That's just a very basic little bit of information of how you can make online or pre-recorded lessons just that little bit more engaging for the students. So we'll just click out of it here. Now that we've spoken a little bit about how you can do it yourself, I'm just going to talk to you about the reaction that then I had from making these. So firstly, I wanted to build this little bank of videos. I wasn't really sure of the reaction, but I spent from, I think, the summer months. The summer months is building up lots of different videos that I could use when I started back at school. I knew it was going to be a very busy year, a very unsure year of like how school was going to operate, and I was going to spend a lot of my time trying to figure that out. So I thought a little bank of videos that I could post weekly would be helpful. I first shared the videos via an online platform that we have to share our lessons and resources with the children at home. We were doing a blended approach. So we had an A class and a B class that came in on alternating days. And while the A class was in school, the B class would have been doing the online lessons and the online work. So I started sharing my YouTube videos then. At first, there wasn't much of a reaction from the parents, and I was like, oh dear, maybe they don't like them at all. That was until I was told by management that I was going to be moved to being only an online teacher and no longer have a class anymore. So all of my students would have been split up between the other teachers in the school, and I would just be an online teacher working on my computer. Now, there was a humongous negative reaction from the parents then, and they all began to have uproar against SMT, which only reflected that perhaps the videos were working and they didn't want to lose their teacher as a result. So that it was good that way. And then I began to get a lot of feedback from the videos. The parents were blown away. The students were highly engaged and talking a lot about the videos. I think more seeing their teacher in these videos was more exciting for them, even if the videos were not as good as, you know, some of the content out there on YouTube at the minute. Just being able to see their actual teacher in these different places and teaching in this sort of a way was exciting enough for them. I became a little bit known in the school as a result, and a lot of teachers in the school now use them as resources as well. And because it's on YouTube, I'm getting teachers from around the world who like to use them as well. So it's just kind of sharing little ideas. So the most recent video that kind of blew up, which is the whole reason that I'm here, was this jellyfish video. I took a video of myself swimming during a jellyfish bloom that happened in Ireland, and it just kind of went over the internet, and a lot of people saw the video because of that. So that's the whole reason I'm here. Just to talk a little bit about the future to finish up. So what do I plan to do? I plan to continue these videos weekly, uploading them onto YouTube for students and for any teacher, be it yourself or anyone else around the world who would like to have a look at these to use as resources and lessons. I aim to cover all of the subjects across the curriculum eventually, but it will just be a matter of time. And I would like to eventually begin to create resources to go along with these videos. So I'd like to just put that maybe in the description of the YouTube video, a little resource that you can click on that will pair up with the video and will just make life a lot easier for teachers. I do think that us sharing resources, sharing our work is ultimately going to help everyone. I'd like to include a few songs and interactive games, and then perhaps one day make a small little educational business out of it. Guys, I really appreciate you listening to me today and the opportunity to speak here. And I think we'll do a Q&A after. But thanks again, and I'll put you on to the next speaker.
Conor, thank you very much. That was fantastic. Can I just ask, what age group do you teach?
This year, David, I'm teaching year 3, so that would be primary 4 back home. The previous year I would have taught year 4s, but yeah, I'm teaching year 3 now.
That's grand. And you said you were producing during the summer holidays, and maybe is it once a week? You've got a video for each week, kind of thing, or?
Yeah, so over I think it was from March to the summertime, I built up a bank of different videos because I knew, especially because it was a brand new thing, and the year was going to be so crazy that it would be hard to kind of keep up with a weekly video. So that was kind of to get me started with it. Now that I have been practicing and I sort of know how to use the video editing software and the platforms and things like that, I'm a lot quicker at it and don't really need that bank anymore. But that was the idea to begin with.
That's brilliant. And what's oh, by the way, if anyone does have a question, just pop it in the Q&A box now as well. So like, what's worked best, or has anything surprised you in terms of anything that's hit with the students a bit more than others? Because obviously you plan these videos out, but sometimes things just work better, or just you get a better reaction from them. So has anything surprised you?
Well, the videos go down a lot with the children. I think it's just keeping them short, snappy, and visual is the key thing for when I find that's what works best when I'm actually using them in the classroom. But it's funny, like despite that, having a quick, snappy, and useful video, those aren't always the ones that seem to blow up. The ones that seem to go quite viral on YouTube are the ones that just have a captivating thumbnail so that people actually click into the video. So that's just something I learned. It just shows that we're all very visual, and if you want to give a little bit of time, you need to have something that does engage and bring people in. But it doesn't really matter that much to me. If I have a resource that I've made and I can use in the classroom, that's the main thing. And if other people get a little bit of use out of it, well, even better. That's just a bonus.
Okay, so we've got a couple of questions here. So from Fiona, she said, how do you use these videos in lessons now lockdown's over? So do you have in-person time at the minute, or are you still fully?
Yeah. Go ahead. Absolutely.
And you Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, the videos were very useful mostly when we were doing the blended approach. However, I'm still using them in the classroom. It is just kind of put up onto the interactive whiteboard, and they have little starter questions. So I normally would use them as a hook or a starter to any kind of a lesson. They are also very useful for when we're doing a little bit of revision. When parents are contacting me, we use a platform called Class Dojo, and parents will always be asking me for extra materials they can use at home for their children to help them with homework, to help them do a little bit more. So that's actually when it comes in quite useful there. There is the YouTube channel. I have it organized into different subjects through the playlists, and it just makes it a whole lot easier for the parents. So it's good sort of online support and a little bit of extra in that sense as well. So that's how I'm using them at the minute.
That's great. Lisa Morrison said, oh, it's great to have a Northern Irish accent in educational videos, and she's used some of Conor's videos in food nutrition lessons. So it's a bit of
fantastic. That was a recent one. Great to hear. Thank you so much.
And Jamie Parker said, do you follow the English curriculum through your teaching, or is it a different? What curriculum do you use?
Yeah, good question. We are actually following the British curriculum over here. Obviously, when I was back home, it would have been the Northern Irish, but at the minute we are in a British curriculum school, so we completely follow the English curriculum.
Okay. And Anna had a question. She just asked how long was your average video, and how long would that take to make, sort of approximately?
Yeah, so because I would be taking a lot of time, there's I acquired a lot of clips from travels that I've been on. It sort of is and was a hobby of mine for a long time, so I would take a lot of time editing them down, adding sound effects, lining the videos up to the correct point in the music, color grading, things like that. So a video would take me on average a week. Sometimes if it is a video that I want to include a little bit more, it would actually take me a little bit more time than a week. It all just really depends on the video. I am trying to keep them short and snappy because I feel that those are the ones that are the most useful. I did experiment with a couple longer ones, but to be honest, it's just not feasible for me to be making all of these tiny little cuts and edits for a video that is 20 minutes to 30 minutes long. So I think I will keep them short, sweet, concise, and within something that I can manage within a week on top of my own schoolwork.
And Eileen asked, do you think this could work for post-primary? And if so, like, what kind of subjects work better? Can you teach English language, or is it easier to be doing some practical geography or history? What have you found there?
Your imagination, I feel, is the limit there. I'm actually trying to carefully create videos that can be accessed by Key Stage 2, but also a little bit Key Stage 3 as well. Maybe some children who do need a little bit of gaps in their learning filled. There is a video I have at the minute on the rock cycle that I use in Year 3 because that's what we study. But I know a lot of teachers over here, and even just from looking at the YouTube comments as well, who would use that in their Key Stage 3 classes. Even some who have children who maybe are falling behind the GCSE will use that just to kind of explain those tricky concepts as well. But of course, you can use it, you can create videos for English, for maths. You just have to sort of think like what way you want to approach it and how you can make a video out of it. I know I've been making some English starter videos, punctuation, karate, that they can do little games just to get them started and do the karate moves. And it just gets the kids standing up, moving around the classroom instead of just always writing out sentences with little pieces of punctuation. And at the end, it's just keeping them engaged, especially for the ones who maybe do have a shorter attention span.
And just finally, Sonia Darcy was saying it's good to see a past pupil of CBS leading the WEN teaching. Is that Christian Brothers School?
How are you, Miss Darcy? Good to hear you. Absolutely.
Is that a past teacher of yours?
Could have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Proud teacher.
Yeah, who would have thought? Don't know if I was the best behaved back in those days.
That's great. Well, Conor, thank you so much for your time. That was really enlightening, really, really useful. So we'll let you get off and get some sleep, I think, at this point.
Think so. I need my beauty sleep.
Okay, all the best, Conor. Thank you.
All right, guys. Appreciate you having me, and take care.